Bang! Neevesknives. I'm Jared with my lovely wife, Kara.
You told me not to say anything.
Yeah, it takes a while once we push the button. And I noticed that, like, on some of the ones when I rewatched them, that it didn't catch anything that I said from the very beginning. So, we got a mess going on up here, baby. Okay, so we're going to talk about a new knife
coffee.
we just got in today that is actually for the patron members. How many people do we have in here? 16. So I'll wait another minute and then I'll start talking about it because it might have something to also do with the 5,000 count giveaway. What's up, Talica? I don't know, man. I haven't seen it around, so I don't know what you're talking about. I did do some mail outs today. But not yours. I'm doing yours on Friday. I will mail it out. I have a bunch of stuff going out Friday. I had a bunch of stuff today, and I just couldn't carry it all. And then not only that, but I did the video on the XM18, the Hinder, and I wasn't happy with it, to be honest. So I wanted to redo it. So I was trying to decide, should I just mail it out? But then I was thinking, like, no, I don't want to post something I'm not happy with. So I said, screw it. I'm going to redo it, and I'll just mail your stuff out on Friday.
Thanks, Tito.
I agree. I think it looks beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, it's kind of wavy on its own, but it's frizzy, so I just tried to take the frizz out a little bit. Thanks, Manny.
What's up, Manny?
And yes, we did reach 5K.
5K. Can you guys effing believe it? That's insane. I have to say, though, like a few months ago, I was telling her, I was like, I'm going to hit 5,000 for the end of the year. Like, that was my goal. And I honestly, in the back of my mind, I was like laughing at myself, like, yeah, right. But we did it, and it's insane. It's so insane. So we obviously have to have a badass giveaway. And speaking of giveaway, so I ordered for the Patreon giveaway, because we have this month's Patreon giveaway, and it's actually already expired, so I got the knife. And I'm probably going to pull the giveaway on Friday for the patron members. Now, this is the thing. I'm going to give them a choice on which one they want to pick. Whichever one they don't pick, whoever wins is going to go into the 5,000 sub giveaway. But I ordered this, you know, if you guys don't know about the Kaiser's boxes, they're really nice magnetic boxes. And then even a pouch comes inside this. So I ordered, it's an older model, but I did it on purpose because of two reasons. One, they usually sell some of their older models for a good deal, and I honestly think some of Kaiser's best knives are their older models. It's a Justin Lundquist design, and if you guys don't know, Justin Lundquist has knives with has a bunch of different knife designs out there, tons of them, and it is the Kaiser Wanderer. I think this knife, I hadn't checked it out before today, but I watched a bunch of reviews on it because I loved the way it looked. It just looks like an awesome knife. Well, then all the reviews I seen on it, everybody was saying like how it's like a gem and how like it's so underpriced. So at the time, they were saying it was underpriced, and that was when it was for more money than I paid. Right. Plus, I have the 10% deal on all Kaisers from Amazon that they gave me, that I still have for the next year. Okay, so aside from that, one, it looks badass. Two, it's one of their older designs, which I love all their older designs. Three, everybody was saying how great of a knife it is. And I think the reason why... Go ahead, baby. Thank you, Tito.
Thank you, Tito.
Thank you guys for all donations, any donations. You guys are amazing because we don't monetize our lives, at least not right now. So all the support we get from while we're live, it tremendously helps. So, where was I? This knife dropped when it came out. I think it came out like right at the same time when something else came out that was really amazing. And she's going to mess with this thing so bad.
I'm just getting a little closer.
She's going to piss me off. Yes, Marshallus, we are so happy about the 5K. It's incredible. Incredible. We're so shocked that we were able to hit 5K, especially as fast as we did. So I think what happened was this dropped. This came out. And then another knife came out that overshadowed it, which made people not really pay as much attention to it as they should have, because this thing's a pretty awesome knife. First of all, very awesome knife. So this is going to go into the patron giveaway, and they're gonna have
wait, let me say something.
Yeah.
It is actually, it feels luxurious, this knife. I really like it. It doesn't have the Sabenza chalk feel,
No,
which
it's
I
smooth.
love.
It's smooth.
But it's in the realm of that same texture, but it's not chalky and gross.
It kind of feels like the T1, right? Kind of.
No,
You don't think so? I think
no,
so.
I think this one, that reminds me more of like a little bit more of a. I feel like this one's a little fancier.
Okay.
It's got the, the smooth edge on the top. It
yeah.
reminds me, if any of you have ever touched a Giant Mouse Ace Biblio, it feels like the top
Crown.
of that.
It's crown.
But no jimping. I know what the word
it's
is. I'm
not-
just saying, like,
right.
that's,
I
it
know,
reminds me of it.
I'm
a
just
lot.
saying the whole thing, though, feels like that, like it's crowned.
Yeah, but it doesn't remind me of the Ace Biblio as far as everything else, because I don't like that.
She doesn't like the Ace Biblio.
Made me mad.
You
but
put out great content.
great.
today,
It's
that's
great.
good. Thank you, Reggie. I really appreciate that.
I
That's
also
awesome.
think that
Thank
would
you.
be a good one if anyone was ever interested in trying to, like, Anno something. It's got such a nice blank canvas on it.
You know what?
Ooh, polish it.
Before I ordered it, right, I was looking them up,
Mm-hmm.
and on I went to Instagram, and then bam, there was one there, and it was B. Wallace's. He has one, and he has it anode, and I was like, it's a sign. It's a sign. I gotta get it. So this is, and also there's so many good things. It's nice behind the edge. I haven't checked the thinness. We can do that live if you guys want to, but it's nice behind the edge thickness, so the geometry seems pretty decent. Great ergos. The clip works so good. Access to the lock bar is perfect, and the action is really nice. It's still, I can tell it's still breaking in just a little bit, which is good. I like that because it just shows like how smooth it's going to get. But if for whatever reason the person that wins, that's not their style, they have the option to switch to the clutch, which I really like this knife. I hate to give it up, but they're both Kaisers, and technically this one's a little bit more expensive
The clutch?
because it's new,
Yeah.
but maybe they don't like flickers and thumb flickers. Talica, ring that bell.
Hey,
Thanks, bud. Hey, Chili Mike, thank you. He's got 5 on it.
Wait, what's
Thank you, Talica. Thank you, Chili Mike.
Yeah, it's the, watch your face. I don't want to splash your coffee
don't do
everywhere.
that.
I have to do it. It's my commitment. You know this.
So the patrons are gonna get a choice between that, and then the other one will go to the sub giveaway. Because I feel like somebody might
did you do 2 bells?
wins this. I did do 2 bells, yes.
Just in case.
I did like 5 bells.
Just in case.
Somebody might not like somebody might like a flipper over a flicker, so that way they get a choice between a flicker or a flipper. This one's micarta in titanium. I will do a quick review on this knife before I send it out. So, because man, I'm telling you, they're just like the T1. The T1 is one of their older models. These Kaisers, the older models, man,
They're good.
they're so good. I almost feel like, I'm not gonna say they're better than their new models, but they went through like a phase where they did these raw titanium builds where they're just like great clips. The clips work great, just where they were making amazing knives from amazing designers. And they were making so many that there are so many that people forget about because they just made so many of them. It's kind of like how Savivian Wii does right now, and that goes to the next subject. Let's talk about that. What? I can
Pause.
feel you. Pause.
So Aaron says, I want to get a sheepdog. Should I go mini or regular?
Regular.
I would go mini.
Who was that?
Now, do you have the regular one over here?
I do not. Mike Kemmler has it.
Okay.
The
that
mini
sucks.
one's over there.
That
So,
sucks.
this is the thing. The mini one is very small.
The mini one,
It's very small.
let me explain something about the mini one. The mini one is basically a really good pocket razor. If you know what the Kaiser Rogue is, which I'm guessing you don't have that over here either, your knife table's getting very pretentious.
Yes.
I don't like it. Like,
But-
all like the OGs aren't
There's
over
the
here.
lead. Why don't you use that? That's about the same
Okay,
size.
yeah, actually, that'll make my point. The leave, you see how it's just kind of like the perfect little pocket razor, if you want to look at it like that. It's almost like a fixed pocket razor. That's kind of how the sheepdog is to me. So if you're wanting it for, boxes, tape, general EDC type things, I would go mini because they are wide. So if you start getting into the regular size one, it's going to take up a good width of your pocket space, at least for me. But
what's up, Casey? What's up, Lindy Lou?
and
Shane says, seems logical. Shane says get the XL. I think, honestly, the regular one, so the one above the mini, is the best version.
The XL is straight novelty.
Yeah, some people say the same thing about the little one. The XL is a big knife. It's big. But the little one, I do think is awesome. I like it. And if you like small knives, it's amazing. It really is awesome. Just like I like this little Kaiser Lieb. I think this thing has some of the best flipping action out of any budget knife. It really does. This thing's amazing. So does the mini sheepdog, but the regular one, the full size one, you can get a full grip on. It has great ergos and it cuts so good. That thing is it's made for cutting. It really is. So why do you guys think Civivi came out with another budget line?
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't they just put Civivi on it? I don't get that. Like, I understand them wanting to do like budget, right? Under $40, but what's the problem with putting Civivi on it? I'm wondering if they just don't want their knives affiliated with a $20 price tag or something? What?
I want to know this.
What?
Does this knife actually, do they associate it with Civivi the way they do Civivi with Wii? Now, Civivi is the budget line of Wii, right? Mm-hmm. What's it called again?
Suncut.
Is Suncut associating themselves with Civivi and Wii?
I think
so.
Like,
do they brand themselves as the budget line of Wii or whatever?
I think so, but another thing, Lavender Pants looked up the address, same address. So no, what I mean is that they're not making them out of a different factory.
Oh.
Well, that was the biggest. That's what most people thought, though. Most people thought like maybe they were getting them made by a cheaper company, so that was the thing. But they are actually the same. Yeah,
Civivi Shane makes a good point. Civivi might get more expensive.
Yeah, I think Shane might be right on that. I'm not sure, but I do know this: Civivi has always been $100 and under. So basically, everything over $100 has been called Wii. Everything under $100 has been called Civivi, and I like that. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping they don't push the limit over 100. I hope they stick. Like, I wouldn't mind if they went, say, $40 to $100 is Civivi.
Let me say this. The Marshallist says Pulp Fiction writers used to do the same thing. People will buy a book written by a different author to see what their writing is like. Sort of the same thing with knives. It is a good move in terms of, why did you buy that knife? Would you have bought that knife if it said Civivi?
Yeah. Not possibly.
No, seriously.
Okay, so this is the thing. Okay. So I might have did it for the views.
Just see what it's like.
No, I honestly,
to see what it's like because it's new.
I did want to do that, and I thought maybe a lot of people might want to know. So I felt obligated for you guys because I felt like this is going to be one everybody's going to be interested in. And I will say it feels like a Civivi, 100%. This thing has amazing action, great geometry, like blade geometry, cutting geometry, and I've been using it since I did that video, and it works great. It does work really good. And it's cheap, so I do understand that, I guess, but I just feel like you already have a name, so it's like every time they come out with a knife, especially when it says Civivi on it, everybody's wanting it, so I don't know. Oh, no, don't tell me that. I think that's just on your end.
Yeah, that's you. Seems logical.
No, I think that's just your end. I got the big box to send your package back in. I'm going to send it out on Friday. Seems logical. Big box, let me tell you. Big box. I had to bring it home with me so I could repackage it because I didn't have enough stuffing to stuff it.
Lindy's like, no Canada on my end. That's just the term now.
Good.
We don't say the B word here. It's bad luck.
Yeah. We use the C word.
Oh, he said, I'm saying it in response to Michael Morgan. Wait. Oh, Praxis costs him $113 in Canada. I see. Well, seems logical. You have to be careful because you've redefined the word Canada on this live stream.
Yeah. But you know what, though? Speaking on that, man, Australia's the same way. Like, it's crazy.
So is Europe.
Well, a lot of different countries, but it's like, man, a $40 knife will be like $80 for them. So
is that because of taxes strictly, or is the actual cost of goods higher?
I think it's the taxes from moving from
or some
here
of
to there. I'm not positive. I'm guessing
someone
it's
answer
taxes.
That question for me. Is it more expensive outside the U.S. because of taxes, or because the cost of goods is just higher, or both? It's probably both.
A little bit of both, probably. Their wildlife is deadly in ways you cannot imagine. I would love to imagine that. That was always my dream growing up. It was going there and wrestling me some monitors or something, or some snakes. Um, what else did I have? I had a whole bunch of little knife topics. Kara's gonna come up with some questions on the phone or online, and then I have a bunch of knife stuff I want to talk about. That way, we have a nice, good mixture for this
Let me
live.
see the answer to my question. Taxes and freight. Oh, okay.
The freight.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
That makes sense, though.
I see. It's both. Okay. All right. Okay.
Have y'all tried the Kaiser Bantam? Did we try the
Also,
Bantam?
somebody keeps telling us to get a Warlock, and I love the Warlock. For the longest time, I didn't even know the name of it, and I just called it the knife because when you open it, it goes.
I know what she's talking about when she says that.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you know that one knife.
Okay, if you guys didn't hear, Lynn Thompson sold Cold Steel.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. Yes, I know it's probably news to all of you guys, but I'm going to say it again.
Yeah, the Paragon.
Lynn Thompson sold Cold Steel, and I do not know about the Bantam. Reggie! Thanks, bud! Thank you, man. I don't know how she's going to pull that one off.
I'll do it in a minute. You just go do what you're doing. I'll be back.
Anyways, so... I don't know what that means about Cold Steel or what's going to happen with Cold Steel or how it's going to work out, but hopefully that doesn't mean that their integrity goes down. Hopefully that doesn't mean that a lot of things go out the window, like a lot of companies, like that's what happens to a lot of companies after they sell. Hey, Blade Brigade, what's up, Alex? For the power couple of the knife world. Thanks, Alex. Thank you. We appreciate that. But yeah, I feel like a lot of companies, when that happens to them, man, their integrity goes down. And I really hope that doesn't happen.
I'm gonna need you to
Oh,
get up.
shit.
Get
no,
up.
we're
Get
not
up.
doing this.
We are. It's gonna be super fast. Stand up. When I say, I need your chair, so you gotta get up. You gotta push this up when I say, the bottom one, all the way up.
This is ridiculous.
Well, it's, baby, I made a commitment. I'm not.
You're not going to like how this commitment
I'm
ends up going.
Okay. I'm gonna lay down. Give me my wind. Am I doing it?
Yeah, you're doing it.
Yes!
All right, we're done.
I kicked something over.
She's going to break something for sure.
No, I'm not. It's a commitment.
For sure.
You should admire my
I admire the
commitment.
commitment, but I feel like we could have done that a little bit different.
No, that was great.
Anyways, but yes, I don't know, like I said, what's going to happen with Cold Steel, if it's going to be a good or bad move, but it is crazy. You love your Cold Steel AK-47. I think Cold Steel does a great job, period. We got a couple of them right here. We got the American Lawman right here with a fantastic edge. Woo, this thing took a nasty edge. But, yeah, and then I almost wonder about that. Since he's selling it, what happens to all these models? Does that mean that all these get discontinued and then they start a new line? Or does it mean that they just take over these models? Mark! Hey, thanks, bud.
Hey!
Did you just get here, Mark? We showed the Patreon giveaway this month. So we bought the Kaiser Wanderer. This is one of their older models, but this thing didn't get a lot of hype that it deserved. So a lot of people kept saying that like this thing was far exceeded its price, like how it feels and how it is. So that's one reason why we picked it. And then another thing is that I feel like it got overshadowed by other knives that came out. I am going to do a video on it, and I will be pulling the Patreon giveaway probably on Friday, most likely. And then the Patreons will have a choice. If they do not want that, they can pick the clutch as well. S35 titanium on both of them, but yeah, very, very awesome. What an amazing knife. Sorry, go ahead.
One, Blade Brigade says, every time I hear Jared say American Lawman, it strays me further away from buying one. And the second thing is I just read this question.
Yeah.
And I know, oh, hold on.
Shane, thank you, Lord.
Cold Steel is going to be Wee's $120 line. Ooh, that could happen, right? Excuse me. But I saw this question.
Yeah.
And I know it's dumb,
Yeah.
but it makes me think.
Okay.
It's really deep.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Is cereal soup? Why or why not?
No.
Why?
It's cold.
What?
They do it.
We had cold soup in the boat.
Yeah, it's true. I thought about that after I said that.
Yeah,
they do have
there is
cold
soup.
soups.
That's a thing.
But
Chilled soup.
I just
A
don't
lot
think-
of soup is solids and broth in a liquid. So like,
I guess it could. You could call it a soup. I wouldn't call it a soup though. I mean, I know some people that do eat soup
yeah.
for breakfast.
So is oatmeal. Then if cereal is soup, so is oatmeal.
That's
Cereal
true.
does kind of seem like soup.
That's true.
Is coffee soup since it's cooked with seeds?
Ooh.
Technically,
We're gonna get real deep on this one if we keep
Technically-
going. So now let's talk about the Mayans and the Aztecs. So,
you want to get off that one because it mind fucked you.
yeah, it mind fucked me too bad. So, couple things. Whoa, Game Geek, thanks, man. Number one fan, we appreciate
number
that.
one fan.
Thank you.
Number one fan. Sorry,
Thank
I didn't
you,
want to.
thank
I didn't
you.
want to break anything.
Yeah, you're
I was close to hitting
something's
my
gonna
knee.
get broke.
That's what they want. That's what the people
I know.
want. They want me to fucking make this whole shelf crash on us.
I know. They
and
want
end
the
whole
camera to go
life.
flying. So, if you guys don't know, this Spartan Harsey has the center of the Mayan calendar. Now, somebody did make a comment saying it's the Aztec calendar. Well, then I looked it up, and actually,
No.
they are.
Who looked it up?
No,
Me.
no, I actually looked up before that. But if you want to speak on it, what are the differences between the Mayan and the Aztec calendar?
I read something, so now I'm an expert on it. The Mayan calendar came first. I feel distracted with it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, the Mayan calendar came first in history. The Mayan civilization existed first. The Aztecs came later on, and a lot of civilizations adopted the way that the Mayan calendar looked. And the 365 days they were on it, and it looked like the partial picture you see on the scales.
This is the center of it.
Yeah, that's
The center of the calendar.
exact center.
Yep.
But the difference between the Mayan calendar and the Aztec calendar isn't so much the look, but it's the fact that even though they're both 365 days, the days were divided up into different months. I think the Aztec calendar had like 18, 20-day months, if I'm not mistaken. And they also had religious days incorporated into their calendar. So not only would they know, what time of the year it was, but they also might know if it was like time to give back to the gods or whatever the case may be. And they said only once every 52 years did a day actually line up at the same time between the Mayan and the Aztec calendar.
But the calendars they look the exact same though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I don't know
it's
if, well, not
technically-
exact, but,
but
very, very similar.
Technically, this is the center of both
Where
calendars.
is Goth Kara? What the fuck is going on right now?
Where?
When was Kara ever goth? Was I goth?
Were you ever goth?
No.
Okay.
I did have a short, month phase in middle
month?
school
A good
where I
month?
thought, I wore a black bracelet and a black shirt one day. I'm
Oh,
like,
that
yeah,
made you goth?
I'm doing this.
I'm doing this,
Well, it
yeah.
was all I had
All right.
to look like it.
Then
And
the next week
my
you
hair
don't
was already
think.
really dark, so,
Also, this thing I noticed when I looked them up. This thing comes. This one didn't. So they do have other versions that don't have them, but I think this one possibly was supposed to have the gems. But they have Firestone gems in the hands next to the face. This one looks like it was supposed to, so I don't know if maybe it came off and then they sold it as a discount, or if it was never supposed to be on this one, because they do have models that don't have it, that are just like this. But they have identical to this, they have the gems on it, which I think is pretty awesome to have gems on your knives. I remember the first time I ever seen a knife that had real gems on it, like diamonds and rubies and stuff. I was like, oh man, that's amazing. So, actually that Terzola had real gold on it, and then another knife had real silver on it. The Spartan is so smooth when it breaks, and I haven't adjusted it at all, and it is definitely getting very, very smooth, insane.
Jared, have you handled a Lion Steel Vest Man with the M390?
No, I have not. I don't think so. Can you buy that exact model like yours? So as of right now, no. See, they have a lot of one-offs. That's the thing. So you can get ones very similar, but it's not going to be the exact.
What the fuck is that? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
He's like, try this.
What is that?
That's you in the.
I'm supposed to go. Okay. Well, he's running and he looks very
Do you
determined.
think he's running? He looks like he's in a wheelchair.
No, that's why he's like.
Okay.
It's not a wheelchair.
Obviously, it's a joke. Go ahead.
So I just have to do the face and the hands, and I have to go. Meow.
Baby, don't do that. You could have just did it in place. You didn't have to do it. You're gonna fuck something up.
You just are upset.
Yes, we are making it rain up in here. Thank you guys very much for the donations. Like I said, it really, really helps because we do not monetize these lives. We don't monetize these lives so people later can watch them without being interfered by a whole bunch of damn nonsense. And, you know, because when you do long videos like these lives, that would make a lot of commercials, unless if we only just put one, I guess, at the beginning, which now, if you guys haven't noticed, I've took out all the mid-rolls.
Oh, did you finally figure that out?
Yeah, I finally figured that out. I don't know if I'll add some later to like longer videos, but as of right now, since I figured it out, I haven't put any mid-rolls in. It's only at the very beginning and very end. So if you guys ever fall asleep to Neevesknives, you guys will play a commercial and we'll get a little profit off it for you guys falling asleep. Because I know otherwise you guys will turn it off once you guys hit that commercial at the very end.
Right.
Go ahead.
My hair is not a perm. My hair is naturally wavy, but I just use like a hot thing to press down the frizz, basically. And that is all. It's not from braids or a perm or anything like that. It literally is wavy on its own, and I just used a wavy thing to like crunch down the frizz.
Best Techs, man, there's a lot of great Best Techs. Best Tech Paladin, Best Tech Werewolf, we have the Best Tech Goblin. There's a lot of great Best Techs, so I don't think there's really one that I've tried that I would say I dislike, so I can almost recommend any of them. If you're wanting a full-size, just a full-size good working knife, the Paladin is amazing. But talking about this though, they did have a couple models that were just like this. So at one point, I know they do a lot of one-offs, but they do a few that are the exact same. But I know they do a lot of other designs that are very similar. There's just a little bit of differences. But I did see about 2 or 3 of them the exact same. So you possibly, with the Spartan.
He was answering somebody. Somebody asked what it was called. Spartan.
Yeah,
Hersey.
this is the Spartan Hersey folder. This one's the. Hey Zach, thanks, bud.
I got it. That's.
What is that?
That is a.
Oh, it's a
I got it.
Use your
I
car.
got it.
Okay.
I got it. I got this one.
You don't have to get up.
I have to do the pose.
You could have just.
It's a pose. Mwah.
Okay.
Mwah. See? That was an easy one. Come at me.
Okay,
No, don't come at me. These are getting hard.
So I did have a few requests on taking that work sharp sharpener with the grinding attachment and grinding a blade. Can you grind a blade? If you guys didn't see it in the video that I did show that you can grind a blade. I did do a partial grinding, but I didn't do a full one. So I keep getting requested to do a full video on grinding. I'm going to order some belts, some like really coarse belts for it, and I will do a video doing a regrind on a knife so that if any one of you guys want to,
Finish your sentence.
if any of you guys want to buy that system to do regrinds, you'll see how capable it is. But it is still, it's very capable.
Mindy wants to know if your job has a baler. Does your job have a baler?
A baler?
Yeah, a baler.
What do you mean?
A baler.
Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you
Cardboard crusher. A baler.
Oh, no. We just have a dumpster. I cut the cardboard up, throw it in the dumpster.
I love the baler in
No,
my
I
job.
don't have one.
I love it. It's so fun to put my key in there and go meh, and
Yeah,
it smashes
crush
it.
it down.
And then you have to make a bale. Bang, 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 bang. Boom.
Thank you.
Love your commitment to the sticker. I'll make this one easy for you.
Thank you, Mark.
Belt
We
fund.
appreciate
Big
that.
Belt fund.
That's for the belt fund for the work sharp. Thank you,
Oh,
Zach.
okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Because I just know that the ones I have right now, I only had one set of belts, so I already know like if I use that set, they're gonna be shot by the time I'm done grinding a knife. So, and they're not really the core. they're the coarse for sharpening, not for grinding. So I know I need to get some really coarse belts, which they do have. So I'm gonna order those, especially now because Zach threw me some money towards it, and we will get that video done hopefully soon. Also, I ordered. If you guys don't know about the ruby sharpening stone, I found a big one, a bench stone. So that was the biggest thing, was finding the bench stone. So lately I've been seeing them. I got the little ones, the little long ones, but I did order a big one, which they're going for a great deal. Like for what you're getting, those things will last forever. And it basically is like a polishing stone, but it does cut though a little bit. So it would be like a higher grit stone, but you know what they kind of remind me of? Kind of like the Neevesknives stones, but harder. But they're pretty awesome. So I will be ordering one of those and be sharpening it. I'll do a video on it, but it's pretty cool though, because they are made with real rubies, synthetic rubies. So that's what is cutting the steel.
Oh, is it synthetic?
Yeah, it's synthetic rubies, so it's real rubies, just
synthetically made, not fake. I think sometimes
Right.
but I feel like somebody could easily think you mean
fake. No, meaning they're made in a lab. So they're lab-made rubies, just like they do diamonds. You know, they do the same thing with diamonds. They make them in a lab and then sell them to you. So they're made with little tiny rubies, and so they cut pretty good for, it's supposed to be like 3,000 grit is what it's supposed to be. So it does polish, but you'd be surprised how fast it cuts for a 3,000 grit stone. What?
I have like a side note here that's totally unrelated. Completely unrelated.
I'm sure.
So, no, because sometimes their comments make me think.
No, go ahead, please.
Someone mentioned my Pink Floyd shirt, which you've noticed I've had a cup and a mug and other Pink Floyd things.
Yes, they are rubies.
Anyway, this is not the actual album cover, but it's referencing the Dark Side of the Moon. Anyway, a couple years back, I noticed that it started becoming a trend, specifically in the female clothes for like the younger females, like junior kind of age.
Yeah.
Literally, everything started being Nirvana, Pink Floyd, Red Hot Chili Peppers, just Sublime, the shirts, the clothes. And they were all cut off like crop tops and stuff. And when it first started happening, I loved it because I loved those bands. And before that, the only way I could get shirts from them was from like this Rock America store online. Like you didn't really see old school bands like that. But then all of a sudden it became a trend. Right?
Right.
And I remember, I know this is stupid and really pretentious, but like I would wear the shirts and I would feel I hated wearing them at a certain point when it became a trend, because I could tell people who were genuine fans would look at any female wearing those shirts and be like, you don't even know shit about Nirvana.
Right.
Name one fucking song besides, some, whatever that one fucking song is. My brain is going blank. Anyway, my point being was, I remember when the Dark Side of the Moon ones were, Smells Like Teenage Spirit, that's the song. But anyway, when this started becoming a thing, I remember doing that shit. And being a pretentious little bitch and being like, can you name me a song?
You would be. I could see that.
Because it was annoying. I don't know why. Like, it would be like if you, if people all of a sudden, like, you loved something, right? Like Hinders and Knives and all these fucking knives. And then all of a sudden it became a trend for little girls to start wearing fucking...
Hinder,
and you'd be like, do you even know what the fuck you're wearing?
Bitch, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Boom! Kiefer, just getting out of work. Well, I'm glad you are here.
Yeah, awesome to be off and hanging out with us. Thanks for the donation, man. We really appreciate it. So Seems Logical said the best music was made in the 90s. He said the 90s music was really good. That's why modern music today is pretty bad, with a few exceptions.
Yeah.
There are a few exceptions, because I do know some artists today that are making great music. So I think it's kind of just like, the younger generation, you're always going to not like that new thing, right? So like, whatever music you were into or the times you grew up with, that next generation is going to do that music different, right? They're always going to. So you're always going to act like the old fuck and be like, oh, my music was way better in my day and your music sucks type of thing.
Yeah, see, I personally don't think like that. Like, some of my favorite music isn't from my own generation.
He says Tekashi 6ix9ine, laugh my ass off. Yeah, there are a lot of artists, I think, that just like, even like when you talk about like rap, right? There are a lot of artists that are rappers today, but could not name you one 90s rapper. Like when they're told
Yeah.
a 90s rapper that literally paved the way for their music, they don't know a thing about them, don't know a song, a lyric, anything. And that makes the people from the older generation cringe because they're like, that's who paved the way for you to be doing what you're doing right now. So for you to actually be a rapper and call yourself a rapper, you should know something about the rapping history. So like, but same thing with rock, same thing with everything. But I feel like rock though, like the new age rock, they still know the old age rock.
Nah,
Not maybe to the fullest, but I'm saying like they can name rock
when rock
bands.
turned alternative. It was good in the 90s and maybe even the early 2000s, but I think it really lost its way and almost blended. Record companies started blending rock to pop, and it just became a mainstream thing,
Yeah.
and it got lost. There is no real, there is, don't get me wrong, but there's no mainstream rock that takes you back to the creative energy of what classic rock had.
Yeah, I know what
Oh,
you mean.
that was a quiet bell.
Zach,
All right,
gotta
Zach,
bounce.
gotta bounce and head home. Keep it rocking.
Thanks, Zach.
That was
We
a
appreciate.
pun.
Thank you for the donations, man. We really appreciate it.
But
Very much.
yeah,
Thank you,
NF
thank
NF is very good.
Yeah, NF is good. I like NF.
There's definitely good.
I like Adam
current
Calhoun. I like Mises. When it comes to rap, there are a few artists I do really like still, but then there are a bunch that are just like me and Kara.
Stuff. You remember that shit? Bree said, "We know you were being all gangster before the previous lie." Remember that song? Yup. Nope.
Oh.
That E40
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
And I thought you hit that live earlier. I'm like, how the fuck did they know?
So what was it? Oh yeah, there are some I guess you call new age rappers that me and Kara will be watching them like on Flex or on like a podcast for music, and we will be laughing so hard.
Like what?
Like, do you remember that one kid? He was making all those sounds and all that stuff.
Oh my god! I wish we could play that.
I wish we could.
His
because
name was Haiti Baby. And
Haiti-
he
it was
was on
so
a radio show.
funny.
And he's like this at the mic, right? And he's like looking like he's ready to go in. And
I
the
think
guy's
that was
like,
on
all right.
Flex. I'm not sure.
They're
if
like,
that
all right,
was.
dude, spit your shit or whatever. And he's sitting there and he's like, ha 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 ha. And he just starts going, like the dragon, I was feeling real high. And like now we always, but it's, you know what's fucked up? We sing it all the time.
I know,
So
it's
it
catchy,
kind of works.
but we're literally singing it, laughing about it.
Yeah.
Because it's so when you watch it, it's so cringy.
I'm all over the place.
You're like, what is
I'm
going
all over
on?
the room.
Even the
I'm
people,
a ball on your bitch.
even-
Pop the helium balloon.
even the dudes listening to him, like if you look at their faces,
At the end, they're like
looking at him like what. Like they're like, what the fuck is going on? They're so confused on what is going on.
Oh my God.
Like how this guy is doing
the
good.
thing is that you know how in a lot of rap songs and a lot of new age songs, there's other noises like gunshots, like bah, bah, bah. Like in the background, he was doing all those with his mouth and rapping, but not like good. So it was interesting. He was like echoing his own voice and stuff. Oh,
So
yeah. Look that one up if you want to see something funny. His name was Haiti Baby.
Stonewashing difficult? No, stonewashing is very easy actually. So there's a couple ways to go about it. You can just go with a straight stonewash, but if you wanted to have a bigger and better effect, you want to etch it first. So you want to get Winks rust remover. It just comes in a bottle. You can get it at any hardware store like Menards or something. She's gonna go grab some right now. Grab that bucket too. Grab the bucket. I'm going to teach you right here. We're going to do a lesson right now on stonewashing.
Tell you what,
This is how you do it at home very easily. It only costs you a few dollars.
it does make your muscles really tired. Like we switch off like each 20 minutes because it gets tiring.
So get a bottle of Winks Rust Remover, okay? Watch a video on how to use it because it is acid basically. And you want to make sure you nail polish all the pivot areas, all the parts on the blade that like where your detent is gonna roll. So you want to nail polish the pivot area where the detent rolls and also the lock face. Then after that, you can just buy some media, so like ceramic media, which is just gonna be pieces of ceramic, or you can do it the Nimrod way like us.
we hammered ceramic tiles.
And just get a stack of ceramic tiles, like the little bathroom ones, and make sure they're ceramic. Crush them up into pieces, like that. Get a painter, like this is a painting container. I'm sure you know what this is, but it comes with a lid. That's the point. Then, after you have it etched, drop it in there and shake it up.
So wait, let me say one
If
thing.
you don't open it.
Because somebody else made this comment about, they sent us a knife stonewashed and they were like, oh, kind of messed up, note to self, roll your stones, don't shake them. And the biggest thing, like you can shake it a little or whatever, but when I did this, I remember I put the corner on my hand and I kept the pattern going like this.
Yeah, I don't think it matters if you shake it though.
I'm just saying.
I
It
literally.
was also easier like that.
You can just shake it back and forth, but yeah, you can just tumble it and roll it. Because you're gonna want to do it for about 30 minutes. But depending on how stonewashed you want it. Now the thing with etching it is that
You get a better contrast
when
on your stonewash with the etch.
when it's in the acid, it doesn't look like it's working. And the reason why is because the steel is being eaten off, so it stays on the surface. So what you want to do is make sure you have rubber gloves. And, you know, like say if you have it on like a line or a hook, you know, where it dips down, when you pull it out, touch the surface with rubber gloves on, and you'll see the actual color of it. So the color will lie to you. You will be looking at it like, man, it's not working, it's not working. You'll leave it in there way longer than it needs to be. So, and then you'll touch it and it'll be black underneath as soon as you touch it. The thing is the steel, like I said, is still on the surface. It's just, it's eaten off. So what you want to do is make sure you take it out, touch it, check it, and then look at the color. So wipe it with your fingers. I'm going to change this really quick. Go ahead.
You think if I can put my jeans in there, that I can go to 1984? It probably would. That's what they used to do back then. I know that's what you're referencing. Back in the 80s, they used to stonewash jeans to get, that's when they started the distressed look that came from buying them distressed rather than getting them distressed from actually like working them or whatever. Ethan ruins EDC. First of all, Ethan, we already talked about the, I saw you commented about the cold steel thing. Yes, we did know, and we were talking about it probably before you got here. And then also, you just cut yourself by accident by sharpening. That sucks.
That does suck.
You should tell a story.
No, I'm not. But yeah, it definitely sucks. Hopefully it's not that bad. You do want to be careful when sharpening. I do want to talk a little bit about sharpening and also blade geometry a little bit, because Lavender Pants said a comment to me, and he said that well, he was like kind of talking shit. He's like, man, he's like I love your reviews or whatever. He's like, but now you've made me like look at things in a different way, like things that I like. Say if it's something he loves, right? Like he loves this one thing, but since it's something I always talk about in the reviews, it has that.
You've done that to
and
me
it,
since
and now
we've
it
met.
makes me hate it. And
Yep, you do that. You have that effect. I've had the same thing happen to me. I will be looking at a knife, like online or something like that. You've done this to me so many times, and you'll be like, oh, but it has a blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, fuck, now I hate it.
Right.
And I genuinely will.
Right.
I will.
Well, so I don't want to do that to anybody. If there's something you love it, man. It doesn't matter. But what he was particularly talking about was this Riat he has. And he says he loves the knife. He says it's amazing. He said, but it has horrible blade geometry. He's like, it's very thick behind the, he's like, it's not very thick right behind the edge, but it gets thick quick, like very quick. And the problem with that is that when you, I did that.
Yeah,
Is that once you start sharpening it, it's just going to get thicker and thicker. They don't leave you material to sharpen. So a good cutting knife is going to leave you some steel to sharpen before it starts getting thicker. Like even if it doesn't have the best blade geometry, that's okay, but let me be able to sharpen it, because if you're going to use it, right? It's a tool. So either you're setting me up to not be able to use my tool, or you're setting me up to be able to use my tool. So that was his biggest thing. Now he's like looking at it like, man, I love this knife, but damn it has bad blade
Daniel
geometry.
says came in late, but the audio is real high pitched and like piercing. Is anyone else having that issue?
Oh, sorry.
I just want to know so that if it's his, he can try to adjust it. If it's us, we can try to adjust it.
Just turn down the volume a little bit. I'll try to stop screaming. And then Michael, I G and E or something. I forget. You know what? Go check out Triple E EDC. He talks about it. He talks about who they're selling it to, or you can just look it up. But I forget the company that they're selling it to.
What are you talking about?
Who Cold Steel's being sold
talking
to?
about?
What are you doing? What's going on?
I just want to look at you.
No, something's going on.
I'll look at the
I
comments.
won't pull it out. I promise.
You didn't even look. That's not what
I
it
don't
is.
have to.
That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Put it away. It's
What's
not what it
a
is.
rock stud?
It's always rust.
Okay, so I'll get it out of the way really quick because I do want to talk about one thing. Okay, and then we'll put it away, and Kara can deal with me afterwards.
It's evil. It's gonna bite you.
It's not going to bite me.
It's evil now.
So I thought about doing a. I think I might have talked about this in the last one, but I almost, because I just shaved, but I almost didn't because I was gonna do a video where I shave with the rock set. I was kind of thinking about doing a video on shaving with the rock set, but then I kind of wonder though if it's really a good
That type of
edge.
knife?
Yeah, well, because it's not like crazy thin behind the edge, but I think it might work. So I might do like a little practice run off camera and see if it works. And if it doesn't, I'm not gonna do it. But if it works, good. Otherwise, because I did want to do a shaving video just for fun, just for kicks, sharpening a knife and then shaving with it. This one I wouldn't sharpen, I would just shave with it. So maybe possibly I'll just do a different knife, sharpen it up, and then shave with it because I think that'll make it, just a funny video. But I might do it with the rock stud. What?
Why can't I find any information about this whole cold steel
Okay, go to
thing?
triple EEDC. Oh, you know what? Just go back. Go back to our things.
I just want to look on the internet.
I'm.
Go back to what?
I said. Go back. Go to YouTube.
Uh-huh.
YouTube.
Tube.
Okay, now go to our things.
We're here.
No, our things.
Okay.
Right here. And then go right here. Right here. Triple EEDC. He's gonna name it right here, and I'll tell you.
The
Is
company?
He's gonna say the company they're selling it to.
GSM Outdoors. Ethan
There
says
you
it
go.
right there. I
There
already
you
know.
go. So what do you want?
I couldn't find any info about
Oh, info on it. Oh, well, listen to he talks all about
Listen,
it.
Why not go listen to another video?
I
in the middle
know.
of the
That's why you
video?
can tell them to go, and then you're shouting out Triple EEDC. Shout out Triple EEDC. Is that even possible? Is what even possible? Kara, have you ever bandaged up a face yet?
Have I what?
Bandaged up a face? Have you ever bandaged up my face?
Have I ever bandaged? I've bandaged my own face.
I've bandaged up many faces, but
Bandaged a face.
especially my own. I've bandaged up
Bandaged
my
your
own.
ear.
Yeah.
I've only bandaged my own face before.
Oh, you're talking about the rocks because of the rock stud?
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'd be alright. But if I sharpened one, like a knife, like I thought about maybe like a butter knife or even just a regular knife, just sharpening it and then shaving with it. Man, check this out. I got the video done today. The video was supposed to go up on the Artisan Centura because I was like trying to push it through past some other videos. Did the review and I had such horrible problems uploading the past 2 days. So I am backed up on reviews because they just won't, like they go up, but it takes so long, like hours and hours. But this is a cool video if you guys want to check it out when it does go up. I don't know, it'll probably be tomorrow now since fucking videos won't go up properly. What it do? What's up, Dan Man 420? Use the rock set as the mirror. There you go. Use the rock set and then shave with something else. I think it might possibly do it, but I don't know. I think I might want a brand new fresh edge that I just sharpened. I don't know if that would be a better video, having a knife I sharpened or having the rock set. What do you guys think? You guys think shaving with a knife that I put an edge on would be better or the rock set? What?
So it sounds like, first of all, GSM Outdoors is a company that produces a lot of like kind of bullshit like Cabela knives. I'm not saying we had a Cabela knife that was alright, but
Sounds like we're
stuff
already
like that.
knowing where they're gonna go.
Anyway, it looks like what happened was there's an investment and an investment hedge fund associated with GSM Outdoors that was the one who bankrolled this purchase. So we may lose the old Cold Steel if they go the direction they go with everything else, and the fact that it's not really a knife person with a vision here, it's just a hedge fund and an investment. But I don't know.
So the Great Wallaby, yes, there are lots of nerves and stuff in the hand. Actually, I'm dealing with that right now. I can feel the side of my thumb from a cut, but that should grow back. I have a scar right here on my wrist that I had to have surgery on. It blew up to about the size of a softball, and I had to go in for emergency surgery because it was infected. And so the wound afterwards was a crater in my arm. I actually had to pack it for about 2 weeks. So it was just a hole right in my arm. I could see all the things in my arm, everything, and it was pretty nasty looking. But I had to pack it with packing gauze every day and clean it out. But I was used to doing wound care like that already because I had just got done doing like 13 years of wound care just like that every day. So I was used to doing that type of work. But then they left a stitch in me, so it healed over, and I had a stitch inside my arm, and it poked out one day. And so I always had a stitch hanging on my arm, and I kept like trying to pull it out, but it was like wrapped around something. And I tried to go back and get them to take it out. They wouldn't touch it. They literally were trying to send me to downtown Chicago to get it removed, which was bullshit because it was like, just cut it open and take it out. They wouldn't do it, so I wound up doing the surgery myself. And it worked out just fine.
You talking about your stitches?
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
stitch
that's
was
so dumb.
it was about this long that was left in there because
It was
it
in a
unraveled.
ball, though.
Yeah, and it like curled around like just meat.
Skin.
Luckily, it wasn't like around like a nerve or around. That's what they were worried about, was that it was going to be wrapped around something very important.
Like
and
an artery? You have
yeah,
a main
and they
artery
were
right there.
worried about doing the surgery, even though it's like, listen, man, you guys did the stitch. You guys, it
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
have been.
and, you and I picked at that thing forever
Yeah.
until it finally just. Remember when it
I
first
cut it
poked out? We
open.
thought it was metal. We didn't know what it was
Yeah.
because it was all hard.
But
and
then I
weird.
remembered, like, oh, it's a stitch.
Well, at the end of it, I remember it was because we had dug at it and stuff like that, and we finally got those sharp tweezers and kind of stabbed them
Yeah.
in you and just.
No,
yeah,
I
you
cut
did
it.
that last.
I cut it open.
I remember,
Yeah.
but I'm saying it was still stuck deep in meat.
Yeah.
That cut.
Oh
piece of
yeah, for
shit.
sure. No,
It was in a knot.
I had to keep cutting it. Dang it, my kids wouldn't go to bed. Frick, I've got lives to attend to.
OxyClean finish on titanium. Have you done it? Do you know what it is or looks like? OxyClean finish. I've never heard of that as a thing. Honestly,
Also,
there's
to
two
blacken-
ways.
Okay, so by blacking, sorry, go ahead.
There's two ways that I've ever finished titanium. One way is with a flame, which works well, but the colors kind of dull quickly. So if you're not into bright neon rainbowy kind of stuff, then you might like the way it looks. It's very faded blue purples. Looks great at first. So the second way is by making a chemical bath out of basically detergent and water. Like distilled water, and you need some sort of electrical source to supply, wattage, and then you're able to have a cathode and your knife and go from there, adjusting your electricity.
Okay, the way you blacken it is, I've never heard of peanut oil. That might work, but you want to do it over layers and layers and layers. But the way I would do it is you use WD-40 and a torch, or some type of heat. But yeah, you keep spraying it with WD-40 and then burning it. WD-40, burning it. WD-40 and burning. You gotta do it like 10, 15, 20 times. And it'll just turn black, and it'll get blacker and blacker and blacker. So it does work. The problem with it is that it's not very reliable. Meaning like kind of like anodizing. Anodizing works very well if the surface is polished. Because it like crystallizes. So when you have it polished, it helps with that process. When you just blacken it, it's kind of like anodizing a surface that isn't polished, and it's very easy to come off. So like it scratches very easily. That's why ceramic coating and like Cerakote works a little bit, or like DLC coating works really well with titanium turning black.
I learned something. I just went on this chemist page who works with Oakley titanium sunglasses and has used OxyClean to darken the titanium.
Okay, yeah, we've never done it though.
It's not an ano. I misunderstood. It's just to darken. It's
to blacken
slightly. It's like a dark kind of
Like a titanium
almost
gray.
slightly bronzy though. Just
Okay. Yeah,
darker
that's what he
and
said with
slightly
the peanut
bronzy.
oil. He got like a bronzy color.
Yeah.
So I know the WD-40 does turn black. It's just you gotta do it with lots of layers.
Said it also kind of
Have you ever seen the Protect coated in titanium nitrate? It looks beautiful. Yeah, that titanium nitrate coating, I think that's what they put originally on the Benchmade bug out access lock bar. I didn't like that they did it on there because that's what makes it all gritty. And it takes a while to come off. So, but on just a finish, like on a surface, I think that'd be cool. So I fixed the Penguin. If you guys don't remember, I used it on the in the workshop video, and I wound up rounding the tip a little bit.
What's up, Ronan?
What's up, Ronan? So I freehanded it though, and I got it all back to brand new. The edge is fantastic.
You know,
the
that's
next edge will be perfect.
That is a good knife. It gives
Such
me
a good knife.
it gives me Kaiser Rogue vibes, but like skinnier and stretched out.
I'm
Or
more of a
maybe
budget Kaiser Rogue.
Open her.
What?
Oh, they have different tips, but
Yeah.
I love that blade shape. That's like a great blade shape. Although the funny thing to me is my main bay at the moment has definitely been the techno. I don't know what it is about that thing going through stuff, but it
You
just
love
like
that techno, don't you?
it's crazy because we borrowed one from somebody else
Here's the
back in the
Techno.
day. I used it and I was like, okay, cool. But this one, it's like I don't even have to put any effort into what I'm cutting, and it's like the weight of the knife on its own is enough to just fall through material. It's absolutely
Have you
insane.
carried the hinder since I sharpened it? I sharpened up.
When did you sharpen it? Because I
The
carried
other
it the
day.
other day and I was like,
Yeah, okay, I sharpened it right after that.
Okay, I've been waiting for that. I'm gonna wear my big
So,
pocket pants tomorrow.
it's got a-
I've been saving them.
It's
My
got
big
a
pocket
beautiful
pants.
edge on it. A beautiful edge.
I've
Very
been wearing
sharp.
stupid old pants just to save my big pocket pants
So,
for this day.
Kara's got her hinder nice and fresh and
Lindy the
sharpened.
Hindi.
Lindy the Hindi, yeah.
Yeah, that's her name.
What the hell is that? Shung knives are sweet as heck. I didn't know they were Kai USA until looking at the emblem on the blade. Super thin blade stock, like
Ooh.
1/16.
Kai USA
it
is
Shung?
Kershaw.
Yep. Kershaw or ZT. I don't even know who they are. Shung? Shung knives? Look them up. Big pocket pants are the #1 Christmas item for Kara's this year. Tell Santa Claus.
I'm gonna make a pants brand for women called that. Big
So
Pocket
soon.
Pants, BPP.
Lavender Pants said Shung knives are going to be going on Kershaw's website soon. That's awesome. Well, I didn't ever heard
It'll
about
be
them.
like Artisan with Blade HQ. You know how long it took Blade HQ to get Artisan knives on there? I was always like so confused by that.
You know, we were just talking about the wound stuff, you know, and I actually
How
had
do you
it.
spell this word? Shung? I'm not getting
S-H-U-N-G.
shit. Well, I'm
Sometimes
getting
it happens.
SHUN, but not SHUNG.
Oh, it's S-H-U-N.
Y'all fucked with me.
Yeah, they messed with you.
You guys fucked with me.
Try that.
Okay. I see kitchen knives.
The
Is
Sandrin
it kitchen
knife?
knives?
Sandrin, yeah.
It's kitchen knives.
No, we have not checked out the Sandrin yet. Kitchen knives. We do have a kitchen knife coming, though.
That's what
Very
they are.
soon.
They sell them at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have a paring knife and a chef knife made by what the hell are they called? What are those little multi-tools called? I can't even think.
Leather?
No, not Leatherman. Victorinox.
Oh.
Um.
Yeah, I saw that hammer finished Japanese knife from the
Oh,
shop.
90 people in here. Holy cow. We just had a whole bunch of people come in. So we were talking about wound care just a little bit ago, and I do encourage you guys to learn about at least the least amount of wound care you can. You never know when you're going to run into a situation that it's going to come in hand on yourself or on somebody else. But yes, definitely, get up to speed on at least basic wound care. I couldn't tell you how many times it's helped me out with helping people, to let alone family, to even myself. Ronan says, I had a Stinger XL from like 2015, but the new one for $90 is sick. Yeah, Lavender Pants let me check out his, and that is a badass knife. The Ferrum Forge Stinger, yes, great. You know what? It kind of reminds me of like an extra large version of the Mini Archbishop, which is also a Ferrum Forge design. The clip is very similar. Detent is very similar. But yes, very awesome. It's like a giant version of the Mini Archbishop.
Hey.
Also learn how to tie a tourniquet from a pen and shoelace. You never know. Yeah, I always have bandanas and stuff like that in my bag, but yes, tourniquets are also good to know how to use them and when to use them. What?
We were watching this show, which we can explain a little bit more later, but at one point in the show, there was this girl who basically was put in a position to help a bunch of sick people. She's like a teenager. They're all teenagers. Absolutely no help and knows nothing. And they had to do an IV to get.
Why don't we just talk about the show real quick?
Well, it's about wound care. Hold on.
Okay.
She had to put an IV in the girl, and I thought it was so weird. That she was so scared to do it, and I know it's
she's
just
a kid.
I know
She's
it's
a
just
kid.
a show.
She's a kid.
But I think that people inherently have this fear of needles. Like if they stab it in someone's arm and like they don't get right into the vein, that they're gonna like stab them. Like stab them. Do you know what I mean? Like I think there's this
too
inherent
small of a needle
fear of what you can't see and stabbing it.
Yeah, but you should. But the thing is, though, is that okay? If you have no idea, right? In all reality,
That's dope. He's doing phlebotomy. That's cool.
In all reality, if you have no idea where a vein is or how to do it or how to locate a vein, you're gonna be fucking stabbing for days. I've had nurses do that are actually educated in it, and they are fucking still stabbing for days. So
I'm talking on 100% healthy patient though.
I know. I'm just saying though, like
Healthy,
on a female,
like
on a
veins.
female or a child, like you can't see them veins a lot of times.
Sometimes.
There's a lot of girls that don't have veins.
Yeah.
There's a lot of children that don't have veins, and you will be stabbing for days. But to know right where the good vein is on every human being, but it's not often that you're going to be in a position that you're going to have to put an IV in.
Yeah.
But like little things though, like how to put a trach in, because a trach, if somebody like say a bee, right? They're allergic to a bee and they get stung in the throat. That's happened to me twice, where a bee got in my mouth and stung me, and my throat started swelling up, and I'm not even allergic to them. But my tongue, the one time, swelled up so big I could barely talk. The other time, it wasn't that bad, but my mouth did swell up. My dad, his throat almost swelled shut because he got stung like 5 times. But to know how to put a hole through someone's throat and put a trach in so that they can breathe if the throat swells shut is a good thing to know.
Mark said when I was 13, I was at a friend's house. There was a drive-by, and my friend's brother got shot in the side of the neck. I remember his brother shoving his thumb in the hole to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. To bounce off some of the other comments, I've never understood the fear of needles either. Like when I was a kid, and me and my brother went to the doctor, he'd be crying and everything like that, and I wouldn't. And I think that might be where my non-fear of needles started, was because he was my older brother and he was crying, I had this inherent stubbornness to not cry.
Yeah.
And I think because I did that and kind of put myself in that mental place to not care, I really started not caring.
I don't like needles.
I pierced my own ears like a million times. Like I never had that, like, if it involves a needle, I'm not going to do it sort of thing.
So like a knife or something like that is different than a needle to me.
Yeah.
I don't like needles, and I'm not gonna say I didn't use needles, but I was always terrified of needles for the longest time. And even now, I don't like watching them.
Fear.
I have no problem using a needle on somebody, but I don't like it. But I could definitely put an IV into somebody without a problem. I am starting a new
Lavender
brand.
Pants is a certified phlebotomist. That's crazy.
My brother-in-law was a mortician for years.
Oh, so Lavender Pants was the guy they called in when the dope fiends were there. Yeah, the funny thing is, half the time when they call in that person, it still doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
I've definitely seen some patients
I've
be
had
phlebotomist stoppers before.
I am starting new brand Revere knives, and I will have the first 5 models in about 3 weeks. Would love to get your thoughts and review of them. How do I get a hold of you? So contact us on Instagram, Neevesknives on Instagram, or through our email, which is usually in all our videos at the bottom of the description. But it's real simple, jrneeds@gmail.com.
I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about us creating an email just for that? Not like just this, but like for sharpening requests, for sending you stuff requests, like, and literally neevesknives@gmail.com is available or something like that. And then that way, because your other email, you have other stuff, and there's so much bullshit in it. Like, honestly, guys, if you've ever emailed us or messaged us and, like, we don't answer, it is never because we saw it and didn't answer. Like, sometimes I will find messages in our Instagram DMs they got lost in like the request folder where like it didn't come straight through and it got like shoved in another folder.
I just answered
And I'll
into
see
that.
like that it's from a day ago. And
We're
they're like,
usually
"I
really good
emailed
with
you,"
it
and
though, so don't get it twisted. If it takes a day for us to answer you back, then it just takes a
I'm
day.
talking about the once in a
I'm up
blue
on them.
moon where it gets fucked
There's
up.
one person that I did mess up on that needed some sharpening done, and we've already worked it out. So, and he's sending it. But there has been a couple times where we've been a little slow on answering something. But for the most part, every single day I answer all the emails and all the DMs or all the PMs, whatever you want to call it. I have 3 emails: I personal, business, and 1 spam.
So the
That's
Big
awesome.
Pocket Pants, BPP.
You should start your own business, and Kara can make your own clothing. Well, we are trying to turn this into somewhat of a business. I sharpen knives. You guys know that. So I sharpen knives when people need knives sharpened. And then we do want to like turn the channel and things, like we do want to get like some stuff on the channel, like shirts and stuff like that. We do have the stickers, we have the Patreon, but that's not really offering a service.
I just want a Douglas shirt.
But we are going to be hopefully soon offering a little bit more services and some more stuff, because I do want to turn this into a business, especially now that we're over 5K. It's at a point to where we can start expanding a little bit more. So so why don't you talk about that movie?
Oh yeah, so that show though that we were watching before, I don't know if any of you guys are looking for a good show, because usually like when I finish watching a show, I'll like have this lull for a while where like I have nothing to watch, and it sucks, because you don't want to have to sift through all the bullshit. But anyway, I found this one show called The Society. It's on Netflix. And it is the weirdest concept, but I love it because it's a very sociological, I said that wrong, sociological concept, whatever. And basically what happens is there's this group of teenagers, and you know there's something going on in their town. There's a weird smell, and they decide to ship the kids off to like a field trip because they don't know what the smell is about. Blah blah blah. So anyway, they get dropped off, and the bus basically says, "Hey, change of plans. We couldn't get to where we needed to go." Boom, and drops them right back off in their town. Except it's not their town. They're somewhere else. Like it's their same exact town, but no parents, no nothing. They try to leave. It's all forest overgrown around the edge of town. Absolutely no one is there.
It basically seems like it's in like they're saying town
parallel universe.
Yeah, in a parallel universe.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
the
a pretty
stars
cool.
are there, but they're like a couple degrees off. Like weird stuff like that that's making them think that they're somewhere else. But the show,
Pretty good show so far.
the show focuses a ton on the ins and outs of how they basically like start running their town. Like at first it's just like, what the fuck happened?
Shit show.
We
At
want to
first
go
it's a
home.
shit
They're
show.
partying. They're doing all the things teenagers would do if they had a town to themselves. But then they start, you know, trying to
Then
get
they
shit
kind of
together.
start turning it into like a socialist environment or a communist environment. Like
A
they're
little bit.
working
A little bit of a dictatorship.
Yeah, they're working their way through trying to
back,
make a
way
system
back.
work. Wait, I know, I want to say something.
Okay.
So, May Scott said he just won a Reat Mini Horizon D in Damasteel. Is it going to be hard to put a mirror polish on it? No. This is the thing with it, though, is that I've done Damasteel a few times. Now, Damasteel takes a heck of an edge. But it does polish pretty easily. Now, the problem with when a steel polishes very easily is that the teeth polish out. So sometimes, and I'm not saying all times because I haven't done it enough to really say this for sure, but the times I have polished it, it seems like it loses a lot of its bite, kind of like CPM 154. Now, it does take a nice mirror polish, and it's still very sharp. It's just some steels, when you polish it, that doesn't have its bite like it could. Now, depending on the thickness of the edge, you can lay the edge back and polish it and get a lot of bite still because the edge is laid back. I would go more deeper into that, but you kind of have to understand like the geometry point of view. But when you lay an edge back farther, you get a little bit more bite out of it, not necessarily from the grit, but just because the edge is the way it is, because it's not shallow, because it's laid back. So it just depends.
First, the show is called The Society, for anyone who asked.
The Society.
And then please read that out loud.
Okay, guys,
The whole
seriously, I have a KME and other work sharpeners, but the most effective, least expensive sharpening system I have ever used that gave the absolute best edges is Jared Neve. Oh, man, thank you. That was
really
awesome. That was really cool of you to say. Thank you. I definitely put a lot of time into learning.
Javi Gonzalez wants to know, can you sharpen my knife? Actually, a few.
Yeah.
Javi, go ahead and you can I don't know,
Email
whatever you
or
prefer. How you
email
say it.
or hit us up on Instagram, and I will definitely yeah, I can definitely do that. Because I am trying to offer more sharpening services, so I'd love to do that for you. Now, for people that are trying to freehand and just haven't gotten up the courage, I'm not telling you to take your expensive knives and practice freehanding, but don't be afraid to get a couple stones, a couple like recommended stones for beginners, like diamond stones or some good aluminum oxides or something like that, and practice freehanding. That doesn't mean don't, send your knife to me to sharpen for you, but if you want to learn, I do have a whole sharpening playlist that can help anybody learn how to freehand. And if you ever have any questions or need me to make a video on a certain subject, you can tell me and I will make a video on that subject, on what to do or how to do it, or what you're doing wrong or what not to do, whatever.
Can I ask a question? A video game question?
Yes, I have lots of links to sharpening stones in my links. There's a bunch of sharpening supplies in the description of not this video but other videos. If you look at any other videos, look in the description and go down to the sharpening stuff, and there's a whole bunch of sharpening supplies down there. And I didn't put like expensive sharpening supplies. Like I have a bunch of sharpening supplies that I would highly recommend, but it's hard for me to recommend something that's very expensive. So what's down there is sharpening supplies that's great for beginners to start learning to use. Go ahead. Sorry, baby.
My question and you guys can just, I'm not going to make a whole conversation about it because Jared will probably like curdle up and die. But, I'm just kidding. But if has anyone played the new Call of Duty?
Look at this.
What? Has anyone
Gamers
played?
ready?
Can I have a shout out? Emmanuel Ricketts, you can absolutely have a shout out. We love you, Emmanuel Ricketts. Thank you for
Shout
being
out
here.
to Emmanuel Ricketts. Thank you for showing up in our live and hanging out. Shout out to you, bud. We appreciate you being here.
So anyway, the Call of Duty Cold War, has anyone played it on the PS4 specifically? And I want to know, is it worth it? Because I heard it was released with like basically the least amount of content a Call of Duty has ever had. Why do you keep being behind on comments?
I'm trying to answer a
Oh,
question.
okay. Well, can I?
As soon as I answer this question.
I have Call of Duty Cold War. Okay, Ronan, was it worth it? COD hasn't been. I know Call of Duty has definitely gone down. I like Black Ops 3 the best so far. I know it's gone down, but I'm just wondering, as a boots on the ground Call of Duty, is it good? Like compared to like World War II or something. Anyway.
Michael Morgan, you can absolutely rough up your stones. You want to do that. So you want to, it's called conditioning your stone. So there are like stone flatteners that they have a texture on them already, and they're made to flatten your stones. But not only do they flatten them, they help bring the original surface or the original grit out of them, because what winds up happening is after you keep sharpening on a stone, you make it smoother and smoother, and then it doesn't have no bite left. So there's tricks and ways you can do it at home, like with a brick and with concrete and stuff like that. But in my experience, those work, but they take a lot longer and are. There's other ways like silicon what's it called? The silicon powder or whatever you can get, but it's real easy just to buy a flattening stone for like $20-$30, and that flattening stone you can use on all your other stones to help flatten them and help bring back the original surface, or a new surface but like the original surface.
Wait, what? Oh, you have an Xbox. Wait, which one is the Xbox One? Is that the most recent one?
I thought that was like the Xbox 5.
The only
That's
reason.
5.
No.
Oh no,
Xbox,
I'm thinking PlayStation.
Yeah, it's not like that. But yeah, that's why that's the only reason I have any interest in Call of Duty at all, is because of the split screen feature. As any gamer knows, most games these days focus solely on online, and there's not a lot of couch co-op or split screen, whatever you want to call it. Jared doesn't believe me, but there's not really at all.
Yeah, I don't believe her.
He's thinking that we're still in the early 2000s where like every game had a split screen feature, and it's not like that now. Everything is online. The only reason, Lavender Pants, why I would not be interested in an Xbox is because if I ever got a second console, it would be another PlayStation, solely for the fact that Jared and I could play other games together that aren't split screen literally on two
She just
TVs.
doesn't want to play with me.
Yes, oh yeah, we need to get Borderlands.
Okay.
I already knew that one, but
Okay,
I thought
we'll
you
get
might
it.
not like the whole cartoony thing. We talked about it once before on the live.
Cartoony?
It's like semi-cartoony. It's weird, but you get used to it, and I think you
I'll
would like
get-
it.
you
It's like
think
a
I'll-
Call of Duty thing. It's Everyone says you get used to the cartoon thing on Borderlands.
Yeah,
and
nah, Jared. Split screen went away years ago. Man, I don't believe you. No,
Why?
I'm just joking.
Every
don't
time I
know.
say that, he's like, "You're lying."
I do not.
I
Okay,
have
so
I still have my Nintendo 64. I have 007. I have Mario 64. I have all Super Smash Bros. Mario Party. I have the Nintendo 64. So we are good there.
and Lavender Pants and the rest of you fools, have you guys seen the new Alliance Designs Mini Slim Pickens? Badass. I thought the original Slim Pickens looks badass, but the fact that they have a mini Slim Pickens coming looks pretty dope. But I personally would probably rather have the full size. But figured I'd mention it during the live because I seen it on Instagram. The mini Slim Pickens. It's a button lock Alliance Designs knife. It looks so badass.
Okay, for any of you 64
There you
Super
go.
Smash Bros. Players, what player did you play as? Like, who was your, like, go-to? Mine was literally Kirby, and the reason why I always picked Kirby was because he had the best, I don't even know what gender Kirby is, but I felt like
Why do you care what gender
I feel like,
he
well,
is?
he was pink, but I feel like he was a he, but maybe he was a she, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna say he had the best jump because he, like, held in the air and, like, fluffed up, and that was the thing that always messed me up was when I fell off a level and got kind of, like, stuck under it, but you could get out of that if you were Kirby, but
So we have some leather goods coming really soon from a company, but also a high schooler. I'm going to do a video on it, so I'm not going to talk too much about it on here, but a high schooler made us some, what are these called? The,
wallets?
No. Basically a minimalist wallet, and it's so good. Like you would think this came from a company. It is so good. So I'm gonna talk about it in a video, but we also have another company that got a hold of us, and they're sending us some leather goods, and basically for like Christmas and stuff. So we're gonna do a video on that coming up pretty soon. So if you guys are wanting to get some new wallets or leather goods for cases or your iPads or
Nice.
purses or anything like that for your girls, just wait because we got something coming. It should be here any day now. Also, what?
I'm just typing something.
Okay. Also, I know this is a little controversial, but we're going to talk about it anyways.
Of course.
You guys know the Black Rifle Coffee?
Black Rifle Coffee Company. Saw this video some guy made the other day, and basically, I mean, obviously, Black Rifle Coffee Company is a company that supports Second Amendment,
And, for
and
guns.
veterans. That's their two things that they are out there supporting. And obviously, a lot of Democratic policies. I
Don't support guns,
Listen, some
and they
people
wanna get
say,
rid of 'em.
yeah, some people go real extreme, like they want to get rid of them. That
Yes,
is
they do.
some politicians. What a lot of them want is to control them so heavily that they almost become unusable.
Yeah, that's no point then. There's
I'm
no
just
point.
saying, I'm just
There's no
saying.
point to having a Second Amendment if you can't get them, right? If you can't use it, if you can't carry it, if you
I'm
can't
just
have it.
saying the specifics of what's actually happening instead of using like buzzwords.
Well,
That's all I'm
I
trying to
know,
do.
but it's just like, think about me saying, like, listen, you can protect yourself, but only under these guidelines.
So hold on,
You
because
know
they
what
don't
I
even
mean?
know what
Like,
we're talking about yet. So
I know,
anyway,
that's why I'm
the
just-
point
I'm gonna
is
fuck you up.
that they
Oh,
it
Andrew!
was-
Oh,
Stop.
you might not care. Go
They
ahead.
were uncovered as having donated multiple donations to various Democratic candidates. I believe Hillary
That
Clinton,
wanna take away
the
guns.
Obama administration, blah blah blah. And this is the thing. Instead of owning up to it or explaining why they did it compared to what the political views that they spew as part of their company, they literally tried to say that one of the donations was because of a bet they lost. And I thought that was a really dumb and kind of embarrassing tactic because it just was a lie. And you could
Yeah,
tell
you know
it
it's
was
a lie.
And other than that, there was more. But who makes a bet over donating $500 to a Democratic candidate? It's just weird. And even if it was, like, then it would be the only one. And there was a lot of them. And the point being is it doesn't matter about the product and what political side you affiliate with, if you do at all. The point is the side they affiliate with and
Right.
they represent. It's like they sneakily did something else on the side, and I do think that is weird, and I do think that it's something that anyone who spends their money on that product, if they're doing it because they are a Second Amendment person and they, care about having that right in a way that's actually usable, that they should know, for sure, for sure.
Microtech from the thumbnail it is right here. The Microtech so commonly. But yeah, talking about that, if you're just, buy from them for the coffee, then it wouldn't matter to you. It's just about coffee. But if you're supporting them because of the Second Amendment and stuff like that, that might be something to think about, because I don't know how long they did it or anything like that. But by supporting that side, they are like basically supporting a side that wants to take away their guns versus being, for your Second Amendment. But it might not matter to you, if you're just in it for the coffee. But this is the Microtech So
I love the
Elite.
color of that thing. So, I know on the camera it looks red, but I know what it looks like. I know what I can
Right
do.
here. You just,
Ding!
you guys got a free bell you owe us.
It
So-
kind of looks like this color in
yeah,
real life.
kind of.
It really does. In
Kind
real life,
of.
it looks kind of like this box with a touch more red mixed in.
When you see red though next to it, you really see how
Yeah.
you call it magenta.
Yes, magenta.
Magenta it is. Pink.
Have you ever seen that
I
color?
like it. I like it though.
There's this one, I guess you could call it a meme that I've seen before. Listen, and it has a guy. There's a line in the middle of the picture, and a guy looking at it, and a girl looking at this line, like we are right now. And on your side, it says like red, orange, yellow, green. It just says the regular colors. And then on my side, it's like red, magenta,
Yeah.
orange, brick red, and it has like all the paisley and lavender and like all the colors.
Yeah.
And it's like what you see as colors and what I see as
Right.
colors. And it's very true.
Yeah, I only see the rainbow colors.
Why
so.
is it though? Why is it a female thing to know the specific names of colors?
I think you guys get a little bit more
Like something
hung
kind of
up
visual?
on tone. Like I'm not saying guys don't get
Tones?
up on tones because we do to an extent. So like if I'm gonna wear earth tones, I'm obviously not gonna wear an earth tone with a neon
Neon,
tone. Right,
yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. But when it comes to just labeling colors, I don't need to say this is I don't know.
But you have a hard time describing, like, if you don't have the name for it, it's kind of like when you don't know the word for something. Like, it would annoy me to be like,
But-
it's kind of pink, kind of red.
But this is the
it's
thing
magenta.
though, is that all the colors already have a spectrum. So like say blue, right?
Yeah.
There's a spectrum of blue, but it's still blue. Right? It's still blue. It's just a spectrum.
Well,
so,
but it's not though.
Same thing like with red, all right? There's a difference between red and pink. But there are
Yeah.
a spectrum of pinks
So-
and a spectrum of
but-
reds.
but, right.
I wouldn't call this red.
No, because
Right.
it's literally a perfect mixture of two colors. So you can't say that it's either red or this and it's all this.
You know
it's
how
just
guys
a different
do
shade.
it? Light
Listen,
and dark.
because navy blue or like a very, let's not say navy blue, but a very deep blue.
Cobalt.
No,
You know,
not cobalt,
darker.
like deep blue.
Like midnight.
Yes, like
Midnight
midnight blue.
See, I can do it.
It's labeled in the blue spectrum, but it has a lot of purple in it. That's why it has a separate name, because it's more than one color.
Alex says because women are way more obsessed with fashion than men are, and therefore get more familiar with color shades and names.
That's
to
not true though.
differentiate.
That's bullshit.
I think it's
because
somewhat true.
You were more obsessed when I met you. You cared way more about the type of clothes you put on and what you looked like than I did. I started doing that more because of you. I did. I
don't know
I didn't give
about
a fuck about things matching when I went to bed or anything like that. And it's not that you did it, but you
I never did it for
listen.
my bed.
When you put on an outfit,
Yeah.
you think about it.
Oh, yeah,
and you
for
always
sure.
ask me, does it match? Like,
But
blah, blah, blah.
that's like presenting yourself. Like I don't want like say when I present myself to the world or
I understand.
anybody,
There's nothing
you
wrong
don't
with
want to
it.
look like shit. So like you're trying to present yourself in a good in the way you take care of yourself and just like the way you take
There's
care of
nothing
say
wrong
your car, your home, your bed,
Yeah.
things like that. It says a lot about you.
No.
But
Point's getting lost though.
I wouldn't go as far as arguing about whether this was magenta or pink.
No, no one's gonna argue about it. My
Right.
point was
It was
that
just
just
pink.
because men not paying as much or women paying more attention to style does not have to do with the color thing, because I literally never give a fuck about style, but I always would know that about colors. And if anything, it came more from the
You're coming from an art perspective.
no, if anything, it came more from the type of media that's portrayed to women, like home and garden type of channels. If anything, it came from that.
Okay.
You know, like seeing different paint colors. Like, this is an eggshell white.
Color
You
codes
know?
and the ability to distinguish color is found in the X chromosome. There is a theory that women distinguish them better
that might be true.
since they have two X chromosomes versus men. You know what? And that's also something me and her watched a long time ago. We sat there and paid attention to because like the fact that like when I'm reading, like if I'm reading, I can't hear her, right? And like I can to a certain degree, but not very well, right?
Yeah.
I'm not as talented as her. So like her, she can read, watch a show, and listen.
Remember
to me
when you
all at
tested me
once.
on that?
Yes, but but so she can do that very well, and I couldn't do it to save my life. Like I just couldn't do it. But then we watched this thing that explained why, and it was explaining how like men use one side of the brain at a time. So like if I'm reading, I'm using that one side of the brain. I can't use the other one too.
It's not.
So
It's not the sides of the brain.
I'm just saying like
Is that
the
you
way the
box
show went.
off the activities you're doing? So when a man
talking
does
about.
something, oh, I was just saying it had
That's
nothing
what
to do
I'm
with like
talking
left and right.
But I'm saying the way they explained
Yeah,
it. The way they
they
explained
box
it
it
was
off.
like a man will use one side of the brain at a time and not both. A girl can use both. And this is exactly how they explained it. I remember because I was very fascinated with it. And they were talking about how a woman can use both sides of the brain at the same time. That's why they can read and listen to you at the same time. A man, when he's reading, he's using the one side of the brain, so he can't use the other side. So he's not going to be able to use the other
But
side for anything.
There's
To
actually
an
an
extent.
advantage to that. In
Some
a sense.
guys, I'm sure, can.
There's an advantage to both. The advantage to doing what you do is that when you do something, you probably have more focus on it than when I do. Because to be multi-focused, it's very difficult for a human to actually multitask.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
it's like more like semi-tasking. There's
But do
another
you know
word
what,
for it.
Do you know why they said where it came from? I remember. So they said where it came from was the woman back in the day, prehistoric days or whatever, leading up to now, had to pay attention to the child and to focus on what was going on. So they had to teach the child and pay attention to the child while things like something that could attack them was around. So they had to pay attention to their environment plus the child at the same time. A man focused on like the attack. They focused on hunting. They focused on certain particular goals, and so they were like arrow minded. So they would focus on that one thing and go towards it, while the woman had to multitask a little bit more. And then after generations of doing stuff like that, it's just, and I'm sure there's still a lot of guys that are going to be good at multitasking, obviously, right? But it's just for the generalized speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, stack tasking. I've heard about that. Favorite steel for a work knife. Ooh, for a work knife.
I like 14C28N or I mean, in reality, because I have a human sharpener, I just go with.
Yeah, I don't think she really cares. I'm really liking.
For a sharpener, it's different though, because you gotta fix it.
I really like M4. So I'm loving some M4. If you're not talking about absolute favorite, like if I was gonna say like my favorite, like for a budget, would definitely be 14C28N. I think that's a fantastic steel. It's easy to sharpen, easy to work with, easy to hone, easy to keep an edge on, like in between sharpenings. But I love this in the Rex 45. I recently got to try out. I really like this Rex 45. Love it, but it's not on enough stuff. Just like M4. M4 is great, but how can you recommend it if it's only on a certain brand of knives and that's it? So I do like M390 and 20CV. The problem is that so many companies are doing such a shit job on it, so it has the potential to be amazing. But even S35VN is amazing. That's an amazing steel. It's very strong and holds a good edge. What?
Javi asks what a good knife is to get for his girlfriend, and we get this question a lot, probably because I'm a girl.
I think this one's the best one of all those.
We always recommend the Kaiser Lieb, especially for a budget option. I also think that the Honey Badger, especially like if it's like a first knife and just checking it out. I do like the Honey Badger just because it does have the flipper tab and the hole, and it's cheap. And if you order it directly from Western Active, which is the company that makes it, you can get like a customized backspacer on it. Like you can like blend the colors together for like $5 extra, and this thing is already only like $30. The nice thing is it comes in small, medium, large, so you can order one based off the size of our hands.
Fair & Forge Mini Archbishop's also a good one, I think.
But the Kaiser Lieb is a really good, nice, small. It's cute. It's not something crazy to whip out. If you want to go on the more premium end, for the same kind of like a similar knife to the Lieb, but way higher end as far as price goes, I would definitely say the Best Tech Goblin. You got the carbon fiber titanium combo, and it has the very nice wide finger choil in the blade, which it's very comfortable to hold with this swooped top with the jimping here on the blade, and it's so cute. Every time I pull this out in front of one of my like female coworkers, they're like, "Oh my god!" Like it's cute.
Depends on the price you're talking about. Like if you don't want to spend. Go ahead.
My last one in the higher end price range would be the fire ant. By the way, I think this runs like 110.
150.
Is it more than that? Yeah. Okay, well, this one runs about 100. And it's all titanium. I did this anno. There's a plain one and then ones with bronze edges. It's very classy. Nice for work, but I do think sometimes the sharp point can look intimidating to a female if it's like a first knife.
I still think the Lieb is the best option.
I know,
It's cheap. I know. It's only like $55. The action is amazing. Amazing action. So, and they have different, they also have a new micarta, so you get micarta and steel. It's a good knife.
Okay, wait.
I do like zero tolerance.
Let me say these last two because someone brought up the Yorkie. The Yorkie is a good knife. I like the way it looks. It has a nice soft look to it. However, I do think the action can be a little frustrating for someone who's like brand new into knives, so it depends on her experience level. It's not the easiest to flip and it is a little slippery. But here's one that it might be a little harder to find, but it's actually a good one because it is light, it is small, it is thin. This is the Tucson. Shit, what number is it? I hate these numbers.
I forget, 138 or something like that.
I think it is 138. I think it's 138. It is a Wong design. It's got an M390 blade, which is cool. So if you get it for first time,
you can get for like $80 with M390 carbon fiber and titanium.
I bid on it, so I got it for like $80, but you could definitely get it cheaper. Definitely carbon fiber, titanium on one side. It's got the downward tip, but it still has the belly. It has the fuller. It is so light, and it's called a micro knife. It's small, but most females of an average size could definitely look 4 fingers, nice and comfortable.
Even the Penguin's a good knife, but I think it might be a little big.
For a slightly larger one?
Depends on the size. Like, if they wear big pocket pants, then the Penguin would be great. But I still think the Lieb is really good, and the Mini Archbishop is also really good. Go ahead, make another one.
It's fine.
And the Mini Archbishop.
39.
But depending on the price, if you're talking about spending $150, $250, I mean, we could say even the Wii Vapor. I mean, this is a
I don't think that'd be good for an
inexperienced
person, though.
Well, I don't know why. It's just a flipper.
Just because of the way it feels.
What's up, EDC Journey?
It's a little more stiff.
91 people in here. Wow.
The knife that I anodized.
You know, Andrew Toole's right. The mini grip is a great knife for a female.
The knife that I anodized was this is the Kaiser Fire Ant. The Yorkie was anodized by Stasa 23.
Even the mini
and the mini grip is good. If you go to the Benchmade custom shop, you could pick a color. You could find those colors everywhere online.
I recommend the sheep's foot version though.
Yes, with the hole.
You can get the thumb stud version, but the hole is very easy to actuate on the mini grip, Benchmade mini grip. Also, the Kaiser Mini Sheepdog is another good one. Lots of girls like that.
The CJRB Malia. I haven't checked it out yet.
We did check out a whole bunch of ZT. Sorry guys, it's because it's been a full hour. That's why I probably did that. So anyways, we'll resume this and then we will get out of here in about 10 minutes. We'll go about 10 more minutes since it's been over an hour. Or wait, no, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. It's been actually an hour and a half. Hello guys, love the videos. Keep up the hard work. Thank you, Byron.
Boom.
Hey Jack, thanks, bud.
That just made us lose like 10 people. We were almost at 100. Damn Canada.
Morasocas,
we was at 96.
Morasocas. The 0562 is the one I really want to try. Mark, you saying it's on sale on Amazon? Don't tell me that shit. Don't tell me that.
Don't tell him
that's the one, the all-tie version, not the carbon fiber. I personally, if I did get one, it would have to be the all-tie, hands down. I wouldn't want the carbon fiber. I have tons of carbon fiber and titanium knives. I want a full tie. That would be badass.
Make this thing so sensitive to try to do the
Jared, have you handled the Tucson 204 Bronc yet? No, I have not, but I heard that they're pretty awesome. I know they're meaty in the hand, like they are very, very palm filling, but no, I have not tried one yet. It'll be here tomorrow, EDC Journey, tomorrow.
Is it blurry?
I got new pieces on the way, full custom from the newer South African maker, only $400. Damn, only $400 from a new custom, from a South African new custom knife maker. Yeah, man, them South African knife makers, man, they are artists in what they do. Not only do they get their detents down so perfect and so crisp, Their fit and finish work is beyond, I feel like, what a lot of American knives are capable, not capable of doing, but what they are doing. So I'm not saying that they can't do it. It's just for the price difference between a USA made knife versus a South African knife. Hands down, you're going to get way more bang for your buck from a South African knife maker. Yeah, I bet the the 0562 is a beast. It looks like a beast.
Yeah, it's not blurry on our end.
It's blurry?
Is it? Hold on, let me make
Don't
it full
look blurry.
screen.
It's just probably trying to catch
It
up.
might be just the
We're only gonna be going
Oh shit.
for. Thanks, Fiend.
What is
Mic
that?
drop.
Oh
It's a
shit.
mic
I don't
drop.
have a mic, but I got this vape. Bitch.
It's not blurry. All right, awesome. Because we're only gonna be on here for 10 more minutes. So, damn, just noticed. I know. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. It's amazing to us. It's definitely a huge, massive goal and mile marker that it's insane. Like, we're so happy, and we hit it so fast because do you know this year we hit our 1,000 sub this year? Mm-hmm. So that means we gained 4,000 subs in the same time it took us to get 1,000. That's amazing. That's what putting in a lot of hard work does, because I put in 10 times the work that I put in to get that 1,000. 10 times the work at least.
Yes.
Michael Morgan, evening to you. And thank you. Thank you.
Douglas has some fetishes that we're just not gonna talk about it.
He's an asshole when he can see things. That's why. Yes, look out. Metal Complex, we're coming for you. If you're watching, we're coming for you.
I remember when Metal Complex hit his 5,000. That's when we started calling him Mr. Big Time.
Yeah, we started messing with him.
Oh, you're big time now.
Mr.
5K.
Big Time, huh? Mr. Big Time. Can't imagine how much editing and work you guys. Yeah, and you know, we're one of the few that do edit. A lot of knife, and I'm not saying like that we do more work. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing, because there are a lot of reviewers that edit. I mean, Cedric and Ada. There's a lot of them. It doesn't matter. But
no,
a
but
lot
I
of
would say
people,
more
a lot of
channels do not.
Right, most do not.
If it's
edit.
due, it's like one cut because they fucking
Messed
fucked up or
right?
something.
But the majority don't because of the work it does put in. Like, if you have to edit, you're adding a lot more work onto your videos, and I do it, and I'm going to start doing more.
You got kicked out of MC Breeze?
Ha! I don't think he did.
Somebody said that one other time, but I don't know if he's referencing that or joking.
Yeah, he's probably talking to somebody else.
Well, no, I remember in one of our other lives, somebody said that.
Oh, maybe he's talking about us. We're still mad about getting kicked out. That was a joke that we played on MC. We said that he,
Oh, when we said he blocked us?
Yeah, we said he
blocked us.
That was
so funny,
us.
And he was like,
he
wait,
thought we were
what?
serious. Down to 6 knives, by the way. Damn, you're really... But you got some coming. So that means you sold some to get some. We know how you're rolling.
Sid for sure got kicked out. What'd you do?
Really? Damn.
When were you there and what'd you do? That's funny because he's a mod in our life.
Yeah, I don't know why. I can't see. I don't know why. Yeah. MC doesn't know you're our cousin for sure. Then. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So editing.
Did you call him a juice head? Sorry, that was funny.
So he
probably called him Mark Wahlberg.
No, he likes that.
Does he?
I'm sure. He always says that.
I commented, came over there, said something about what's the hype over here.
So
because he always hears about him hearing you. Oh, that's...
So Andrew, the one you got coming is your 6th one. So you got the Duck, the Lexic, the Ware Lucas, the Pena Trapper. So let me ask, what's next on the agenda? Because I know you're already looking at another one. I mean, would you go from 10 to 6 now? So you got one in the works. You got to, besides the new one coming. So editing, though, I am going to start, because I want, the thing is, though, I want when you guys watch the video, because now I've gotten so much better at editing. I can do it so much faster.
Yeah,
and not saying that, so basically what I'm saying is that since I've gotten better at it, I want to put the same amount of work that I have been putting into it into the next videos, or the videos coming, soon. But if I'm putting the same amount of work in, then I'll be doing more edits or better editing. So yeah. I do have planned to do better editing. So like, say if I say like, the inside of this thing has ceramic bearings, right? Well, then possibly it'll show you the the inside of it with ceramic bearings. I want to be able to capture that experience, especially for people that are coming in and
Are you
watching.
talking about like the stuff I used to do when I edit, when you would like hold the knife and I would like zoom in on the thing you were talking about so you could be extremely clear, or I would throw in a picture like a
No.
diagram of the.
No, yeah, like a diagram. I'm just talking about, so like when I'm talking and I speak about something, I want to be able to show it and not just speak about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be able to do it with every single video, but I want to be able to show you what I'm talking about, or maybe show a clip of it or something like that. Who knows? Like, say if I say, oh, I sharpened it, right? Well, then maybe a little clip of me sharpening it will be popped in there. Something like that. And it also makes it more entertaining for the person that's watching it, because then they're not just sitting there watching me stare at a knife. You know, it'll give you something to actually watch and be entertained with or learn from. I want to keep, like I said, putting in the same amount of work. And if I get better at it, then that means that the videos will only get better. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense?
Put in work.
More dancing up to the stack of cardboard intro, please. Definitely, definitely.
I told him to do that again, but do it like really intense, like when
She told me,
sees
she's
it,
like,
he's
why
like,
weren't you dancing when you were cutting?
He's
I was
should
like,
have
it
been
was just
cutting
a
and,
joke.
No, but I wanted you to like to walk up and be like really animated,
Yeah,
and have to be like dan dan dan, and when you were cutting.
Well, we're definitely gonna add more comedy to the videos, definitely, because I like comedy.
Remember when we did
I love the sense of humor.
The best one was when we did the one with Douglas, and we were walking him, and he got stuck around the pole.
Oh yeah,
and
that
then he
was
drug
hilarious.
you. That was
I
funny.
guarantee half of these people in here didn't see that video.
Y'all gotta go back to the old videos.
We were doing
one day.
hilarious videos with
Because
Douglas.
I was doing all the editing at that time, and I used to, back in the day,
not the Douglas time.
back in the day,
Yeah.
I used to, before you, in the pre-Jared days, editing videos used to be one of my hobbies.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't use that.
I would literally film things. Like, I got good enough, and this was like on a 2007 MacBook. Like, it was really back in the day, but I got good enough to where I could get, like, listen to me. I got good enough to where I could actually get two of me on the same screen and get myself to talk to each other. Like, where it literally was me and then another me, dressed different, and I could talk, and I could, like, make myself on the screen twice, and, like, I got really fucking good at it. So I used to do our old videos and edit them, but it got to be too fucking much.
Don't say that, Shane, because you
What?
might.
What the fuck happened?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
If I
Let's
do more
let's
dance.
do, like, if you donate $1, Jared will take his shirt off and dance.
Okay, don't get started. But check this out though. I do want to like, 'cause
Dance,
you were
sucker,
just saying,
dance.
you were just saying about the like the edits being too much. So
Yeah.
that's what I don't want to do. I don't want
Yeah.
to make it to where the
About
edits are too
editing,
much. Right. I don't.
Where
I want.
that's all you're doing.
No, right. I don't want that. I want it to where the edits are finally put, and they're put in a way to where it makes you watching the video makes you watch longer. Because I hate when I do, and it's not that I hate it, because I understand it. Like, I'll do like a 20-minute video, right? And I'll look at the analytics, and most people only watch 4 minutes of it.
Yes.
Right? And you spent all that time doing a 20-minute video, and the majority of the people only watched for 4 minutes. So it makes you kind of feel like, man, I just made a 4-minute video. You start feeling like that. But the thing is, though, is that a lot of people are watching the whole thing. It's just the majority are watching only 4 minutes, which is fine. But if I can capture their attention to get 5 minutes, that's an improvement to me, you know? So I want to be able to do that. I
think
capture,
10 minutes is a good mark.
I think 6 minutes is a good mark. If I can get, oh, you're talking about of a video?
No, one gun said do vids right around 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes is a good mark.
Yeah, I do too. I think so too.
Because you have to think a lot of times, like, if you can't make a video, like, okay, one time throughout the day, you have to think about when it is people might watch YouTube. One of the big times I watch YouTube is sometimes, like, on my break at work, or when you have a second and you're bored. So, there's times where I do watch 30-minute videos, right? But there's a lot of time where I don't have time for that.
I've tested this out a million times now, right? A million times, at least a million. But like, it doesn't matter if it's a 10-minute video or a 20-minute video. The person that only watches 4 minutes is only watching 4 minutes regardless. No, so now, like, the thing is though, is that if I do a 20-minute video, right, and add in all the information I want to put in, that winds up getting out the people. Because when I do a 10-minute video, I'll have more questions on, like, what was the price? What was this? What was that? And it's like, it's not a bad thing, but that means I'm still going to spend the time going back and answering it when I could have just answered it in the video. right?
I
So
guess.
I'm just saying that, like, those people that don't want to watch 20 minutes, they don't have to. You can watch, you can fast forward to the parts you want. You know I do the bad
I mean,
towards the end.
I will admit, either way, you have absolutely improved your video length in the way that you go about it. 'Cause I remember
yes.
back in the day, he would talk about a knife for an hour and be like, "This is good. Put it up." And I was so irritated. I was like, "We need to make 10-minute videos." Like,
Yeah, no, I was getting better with doing 10-minute videos, and I still do 10-minute videos now. But there are times where I can't
who
do
needs
it.
monetization when you have the Shadow Man and Mr. Amazing?
I
Mr. Amazing
can't
is
do a 10-minute video a lot of times. There's a lot of times
No.
where a video is just not possible.
See ya, Mark.
So, all right, we're about to
Everyone's
get out of
leaving.
here too. Yeah, I know everybody's leaving. So you know what? We'll just see you guys on Saturday. We love you
Yeah.
guys. Peace out.
I may or may not
Thanks.
be there on Saturday, so don't be surprised because I gotta work.
But I will definitely be there, and we will have a
What if
good
no
time.
one was there and you just turned the camera?
And it's just me the whole time.
No, and it's just Douglas fucking sitting there.
Man, I'll still
how
have
many
all kinds of
people?
shit to
How
talk
many
about.
of you would tune in to just Douglas?
Just Douglas sitting
A
there the
Douglas
whole time.
puppet show. Like you get under the table, we cut a hole in his ass, and you'd be Douglas.
They'd
for an
probably
hour.
sit there and talk to each other for the whole hour.
Yeah, they just come for each other. All right.
All right, guys. Peace.
Taking away the moments that make up the dull days. Who knows that song? Huh? Who knows it?
Name that tune.
Name that tune. Taking away the moments that make up the dull days. Hanging around something to find you again.
Nobody. Alex said nobody.
Obviously, no, it's not Comfortably Numb. That's not even on this album. That's on the wall. It was time. Time, people. All right, cut the damn camera.
She's mad. You guys pissed her off.
Fuck you guys.
Thanks for the donation, guys. We love you guys. We really appreciate all the donations. Peace.
Bye.
And thank you for everybody showing up and hanging out.
Bye.
How many people did we hit today? 91?
96.
96 effing people. That's insane.
Bye.